G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 369 are open. Very excited today as we've got a new game to talk about, Star Fox. And to talk all about that is my good mate Josh, or JT if you like. Josh, how are you bloody well going?
Hey, doing pretty well, thank you. Might be a little bit videoless in this podcast, but still here with the audio. Yeah, doing pretty well. Enjoying my time with Star Fox. Busy weekend. Got a little bit of a chance to play some stuff Friday night with yourself, but that was about it. But yeah, keen to talk about Star Fox.
Yeah, it's always fun when we haven't seen a new Star Fox game in quite a while. And is this a new one? Oh, let's just say it is. Let's forget let's forget the multiple other remakes of this exact game. But yeah, well, ostensibly, it is a brand new release. So, yes, excited to talk about that. But, Josh, you did mention on the YouTube side of things, you're not on video. See, all I can imagine, I just want to paint this picture for everybody just listening to the audio anyway, so it doesn't affect you whatsoever. But Josh is just in shambles. Hair is just frizzy. He's covered in mud. He's sweating. I don't know, just every possible reason that he wouldn't want to be on camera. Just imagine him like that. Maybe maybe he just did a bank heist and he's got all his cash just behind him, and he doesn't want the authorities to know. You know, there's a lot of reasons. I'd love to hear just everybody's theories of why Josh isn't on camera this week. But keep it PG as well. I know some of you out there are sick bastards, but
It's episode 369, so maybe don't keep it PG and let me know what you really think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, there you go, Josh. Josh, the floodgates.
Yes. No, I apologize. A bit rushed tonight, and camera setup, all that, and I'm not looking. I don't feel like I'm looking the part, so I'm just off camera for today.
Yeah. It's funny because usually when I upload the video to YouTube or whatever, and it gives you like just the automatic thumbnail. It's usually just us two talking with the split screen. And sometimes I look back on like, especially like shearing season and like busier work times for me, where I look back at myself on the camera. I'm like, oh God, like I'm absolutely knackered. I'm straight out the shower or whatever it is. It's like, yeah.
I don't know if those thumbnails pick the best photos of us, if I'm being honest, but that's all right. That's all right.
No. It's like sometimes like I'm pulling a stupid face and you've got a nice little smirk going, so like, that's all right. And then it's vice versa or whatever. It's like, look, we win some, we lose some.
Correct.
I could imagine if I was just being a real arsehole and I just choose just me looking immaculate, looking like $1 million, and I'm like, oh well, Josh, he's like pulling a funny face, or he's got his eyes closed, or maybe he's got a tongue out licking the salt off the bottom of his bowl.
Stuff like that happens.
That's right. Yeah. But Star Fox came out last week, Josh. It feels like only yesterday, but 4 days have already gone past, which is kind of crazy. We had the weekend with it, and I'm just looking on Metacritic, and it seems like it reviewed quite well. It's sitting at a 82, and I was just thinking, like, does every Nintendo game just sort of rank in the low 80s? It seems to be the case of like the last few releases. I don't know where Yoshi's gone to at the moment with like Yoshi in the Mysterious Book, but I feel like it was around there, at least around review time. And
they got 80. Tomodachi Life 78, 88 for Pocopia, 77 for Tennis Fever. So yeah, this is up there.
Okay, yeah. So it seems to be around there too, but. Yeah, because Josh, you're sort of doing a competition at the moment, the Metacritic guessing game, where whoever can get closest to the Metacritic of like the first party Nintendo releases, it all gets tallied up at the end of the year and all that. Do you have anyone who's like in the group who's doing really well at that at the moment? Because like for me, I forgot what I said for Star Fox. I think I said like. Did I say 78 or 79, something like that? I said...
You said 78, so you're 78. 4 points off. So you get 5 points for that. I've got 82, so I get 10 points for mine.
Jeez, you nailed it.
I nailed it.
Well done.
Pretty happy with my guess. So, I think I'm winning at the moment. I've had with that 10 going on, that's really put me in a good spot. So yeah, that's it's fun. And then had a few people compete, and um, you get the previews, but then you got to lock in your answer a couple of days before the reviews get coming in. So you kind of got to make sure you're listening, paying attention, making sure you can get as accurate of a score as you can get. So just a bit of extra fun. So yeah, they did pretty well. I think Star Fox getting 82s makes it pretty well received. I would have thought. So the reviewers are vibing with it, and I'm as well. I've had a really good time with it so far.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Sort of our weekend with it. Like, mine is going to be pretty surface level because I haven't really put all that much time into it. We played maybe an hour or so, or maybe 2 hours of the multiplayer on the like Friday night, which was quite fun. But apart from that, I haven't played it too much. I've tried to crack it out with the kids, but they weren't having it. so, so I was like, oh
Really?
yeah, like
Because I feel like this is like they've just seen the Mario Brothers Galaxy movie.
mm-hmm. This
There's
is
Star Fox. There's Fox. This is like this is Nintendo. Like here you go, kids. You've seen the movie. Here's that character that was cool and Cavalier. Here's his game. So I feel like it's made for maybe they're a little bit too young, but around about that
mm.
age maybe.
Yeah, well, that was my train of thought as well. Just like I love the Mario Galaxy movie. It's quite often played 2 times a day, or maybe once a day, or whatever it works out to
God.
be
Yep.
in the house. I'm getting my
Driving me mad.
value for buying it for sure. And like my 2-year-old Layla, she loves it, and I tried to like, oh, let's play a new game, but Fox is in, and yeah, I don't think it was particularly the game, but yeah, she wasn't having it that night. And then I haven't tried since. To be fair, I haven't been like, all right, let's crack out
No.
Star Fox again. But yeah, so I've only played maybe like a few missions of like the story, so I really haven't played all that much. Most of it's been with the multiplayer. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, Josh. How it's gone over the weekend and the gameplay sessions you've done it in. And just to be transparent as well, I always love to be transparent when we receive review codes. Josh and I have received review codes from Nintendo Australia, so thank you very much for access to the game on that front. But Josh, what are your thoughts on Star Fox?
Yeah. Like this is obviously like I think the big thing for me, firstly, is just how visually impressive it looks. Like looks really amazing to like look through all the effects, and I think it's probably up there in terms of best looking Switch 2 games. Just with the realism. Like they've done a really great job. I've forgotten the name of is it Bid or who's the name of the developer they've outsourced it to?
Well, I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but it's like Valiant. I think it's
Yes,
Valiant
yeah.
Studios. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, Nintendo's outsourced it to them, and they've done a really good job here. And it looks absolutely stunning. And like for anyone who doesn't know, this is pretty much like a very faithful remake of what the 64 classic, and a lot of people talk really well about that game and how fun it is, and like the arcade experience of that, getting remade for like a bit more of a modern sort of aesthetic. Creates a really interesting situation because it's a really cool looking game, a very stunning, and then like the cutscenes adding sort of a bit more of a character arc to some of the characters and like sort of bridging the narrativeness between some of the choices that you go through. But it's a bit of an interesting game because I think, and I've seen this bit online, a lot of people like maybe potentially complaining about how short this game is. But they've done that one playthrough, haven't done the multiple branchway paths and all that kind of stuff. And so, there's it's not, it's a bit of an arcade experience. You go for your high scores, you do it once, but then you'll do a different path, you do it again, you keep getting better, and there's what challenges, things you want to that will make you want to go back to those actual levels, play them, find all the things, in the very first one. Falco challenges you to go through, like thread the needle, go through all those rock formations, the holes through them. So you're doing things like that. So, um, like really, like they've done like a really great job. So I'm really enjoying this, and like what's a really great game, looks and feels even better. And I think this is like the definitive way to obviously play Star Fox now, 64.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's nice to have a game on Switch too that is like truly just like pick up play and you can put down as quickly or play it as long as you want. Like it's just like that really nice arcade experience. And I like what they've done too, just with the just like the achievements and all the unlockables on top of it. Because yeah, I feel like maybe for how much does it cost even digitally? It's like, was it $95? Um or 85, I can't remember now. Um just what people could look at and be like, oh yeah, you just do that one playthrough, you're finished, and maybe on the Nintendo 64 version, it's like, oh look, I don't really care about seeing another planet or seeing another level. I did the thing, cool, good for me, and you put it down. But in this one, there's just like I was really sort of impressed, just like before even starting up the campaign, just going through like all of the unlockable banners and avatars and all the like achievements and stuff you can do in it. I'm like, cool, like there's actually like a lot of replay value to this thing. And um, if you want to just go through and get all them, that is pretty much the game. It isn't just about going through and seeing the end boss and getting the story. Um, I think that's a really a good way of sort of building on top of what they've done without going too overboard. Um, but the actual like the cutscenes in that too, really cool, and obviously the branching paths and that. I'll be interested to see just how they all change as you go through. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more tonight, chucking on the headphones and playing through. Because yeah, like I did a couple of I was going to say episodes, couple of levels just before, and it was just like really nice just to play on handheld mode just while the kids were watching Frozen, and just do a couple of
Yes.
levels that way. But yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, no, and I think I feel like they've cleaned up some stories here, like pathways and stuff. Like they've bridged it sometimes because I think in the old one you could, even if you locked a secret pathway, you got the choice whether you continued on the secret pathway or not. And if you didn't, then the thing that was triggering that would sometimes not be consistent. Like like Slippy disappears and then you come back and he's there in the cutscene or like the next level kind of thing. So like, I think they fixed that a bit from what I can see. Um, which is cool. So like that gets a little bit more fleshed out, which is nice. So, um, but yeah, no, there's like some really satisfying things when like like discovering it for the first time, like and like I always find this really cool. Like you go through Star Fox and there's a difference between mission complete and mission accomplished, and you want to accomplish means you get all the secret endings or you've unlocked one and that kind of thing. So, um, there's games really fun because you like get to sort of explore it a bit and sort of like play it through again and again. You get to discover things, and I think that's really fun. So, um, yeah, it's one of those really games you got to I suppose keep playing. Don't just do the one playthrough because you've only done 6 of the possible 12, 15 levels. It's a lot more to it.
Yeah, for sure. And just like all like the modern controls feel great as well. I haven't hooked up the Nintendo 64 controller from like Nintendo Switch Online to try it with the old controls, but how they feel on the Pro controller and the actual Switch 2 itself with the Joy Cons, really good as well. I haven't. I've been meaning. I haven't done it yet, but on my Pro controller, I need to actually use my back buttons for the first like one of the first times. Um, I think like the back buttons on the Pro controller would be really good for like your D-pad action because I don't feel great about leaving my like movement stick to like do a flip or do a turn back or a U-turn or something like that. So I feel like that would be good buttons to map to these. But yeah, I feel like that'll be good. Um, but have you like in the training? I pretty much only did it in the training, but I tried out the mouse controls when I was sat at the desk. Have you used the mouse controls?
No, not yet. I have skipped that, and so I skipped that training part because I didn't want to do it at the time. But I've loved the button controls. So I think the default for me is I'm just gonna go to button controls, and I should give it a go, the mouse stuff, but I just don't feel like I'm gonna enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I was surprised that I didn't like them quite as much as I thought I would, because when they're showing it in the direct, I don't know if it's just like the two-player mode where like one person moves and the other person aims, where it's still third person, but in the training it throws you into first person. I don't know if you can change that, but the actual mouse, when you're moving it around, you're not just aiming, that's steering your ship as well. And it just felt strange because all I wanted to do was use my left analog stick to move my ship and use the mouse controls to like have a bit more aim of my gun. That's kind of what I wanted. But basically, like the left analog stick becomes like your U-turn and stuff like that. And then like your right analog stick is like your brake and thrust. So the controls completely flip just like when you go into mouse mode. So it's something you can get used to, but like to start off when like when you lean left and right with the analog, well, not the analogs, the triggers, like in mouse mode, in first person mode, your whole ship, your whole view just goes sideways. It's like, and when you're not moving sideways in a first person perspective, it's like, man, I was like, holy shit. It wasn't making me sick or anything like that, but it's just like I'm like twisting my head trying to like aim things up and work out where exactly my ship's going to go. Um,
Yep.
but there is an option just like, so it doesn't do that. Like you're basically the inside of your ship is just going from like left or right to the screen and your whole perspective isn't shifting. So I preferred that when it came to the mouse controls. But yeah, I'll be interested to play a little bit more. I think it's cool that it's in there. And I think another reason why it's not such a big deal, you can literally just play with the Joy-Cons normally, but then when you put the mouse down, it just automatically goes to mouse mode. And I thought that was pretty cool. I know we've had that with a few games already where it just automatically detects the mouse and moves to
Did
it.
that,
But
didn't it?
yeah, it's just like so seamless. Like how they integrate this into games, is still impressing me just in that way, because I expected to like go into the menu and go to controls, go to mouse, but no, it's just like put it down and push, like you just zoom into your ship, and you like different control scheme. But it didn't work in the multiplayer, Josh, and that's a good thing. I wasn't very good anyway,
Mm,
so I don't know.
half time.
Because like I guess in multiplayer, like you would lose so much just of your view, just like trying to work out, where the cargo is in certain multiplayer modes and where other players are. You would lose a lot of the perspective. So I don't think it would necessarily help me that much. But yeah, it was just something that I noted. Like, oh, I'm putting down the mouse and oh, it's not working. Oh. um,
Yep.
but we
So
played a decent amount of multiplayer, didn't we, Josh?
yes, I was really keen for this. And yeah, like a new part of this game, and um, like the fact that we can like team up with friends and it's like 4v4 potentially like for a battle mode. I think that's pretty cool. And so um I think we won our first one, didn't we, Drew? And then we lost every single games after that. I think we played over 10 in the end, and we were pretty, you're like, damn, we just can't do it. So like yeah, I enjoyed the first couple, and then yeah, just trying to like get any sort of semblance of being decent, and we were pretty far off, weren't we? So I think if we do it again, we're gonna have to team up and then maybe get two other people to join us, and we'll be a bit more tactical. Maybe I think I never lasted long. I was always getting shot down like instantly. The moment I got hit, it seemed like a few seconds later I was dead. Whereas for others, I was doing the same to them, and it wasn't happening straight away.
Yeah, in that respect, it reminds me of like playing Halo Reach back in the day, where it's like I'm shooting someone, it's like it's taken forever, their armor's not going down, but then like someone just snipes me off, I'm just dead straight away. What the hell? It's the
Yeah,
same
that's
thing
right.
here, where I'm like trailing someone, like, like chipping away at them, then I'm just like flying by myself, minding my own business, and boosh, I'm down. I'm like, oh Christ! Like it's not like there's a bit of a bit of time to let me know beforehand or anything like that. So yeah, that's a skill issue on our behalf, Josh. I think the biggest reason was the Japanese. The Japanese were online in full force. A lot of names I couldn't read, and when it comes to like Splatoon, it's like, oh no, the Japanese are online. Why do we have to be in a similar time zone to the Japanese?
Yes, well,
So that definitely
yeah,
that was the case for the last couple of rounds, definitely, where like, yeah, we see them flying around in a group, like, oh no.
yeah, we were, yeah, not doing well. But so there was three different maps and what was it, three different modes, wasn't there? So I think one was in space, and that was like a capture the flag, to defeat the pirate, collect their canister, take it back to your base. So like capture the flag. Then there was another sort of like a command post. You had to like control a space in the middle of the map, and the longer you were in there, the more points you'd get, all that kind of stuff. And um, the third one, you're in sort of this other map where it was a bit of a dogfight, wasn't it? And you had to sort of collect mines, shoot them down, and collect them or something. Didn't you, on
Yeah,
the floor?
we only did that once, and that was the one we won. Now think of it.
Oh, I did that twice, and
Oh,
that
that's
was the
right.
one where
Yeah,
you were out of
yeah, I
action.
got.
But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, my game crashed. Okay, yeah, that's
yeah, your
right.
game crashed for some reason. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, it was a bit like Mario Kart style, I felt, because you got, like, the random items, and then if
Mm.
you were doing really badly, you would get given good items, and so there was a bit of, like, times when I'm getting, like, these
Yeah, we like that.
huge, like, missile upgrades, and I was able to spam a bit, and that felt nice. I could, like, kill people a lot faster that way, so they're trying to sort of, like, make the ebb and flow of it a bit better in terms of like, yeah, like maybe if you're not doing so well, here's some stuff to help you really sort of, get back into the game. There was like a massive energy beam attack or something, and that was pretty bowler when that came out, and you were controlling that. That was pretty unreal. So I think it'd be a fun one. It just seemed like there just wasn't a lot of maps, and it's just like those three, and you couldn't do different modes on the maps. The map and the mode were synced together, so it would have been nice if at least, the three modes and the three maps could interchangeably be different, and you could, you know, do it that way. But yeah, it seems quite limited, and yeah, I don't know how long like there'll be a community of people playing this. I don't know if there's enough there right this minute.
Yeah, I think they were pretty clear with it in the like the Star Fox Direct when they talked about it because I kind of forgot about when they mentioned multiplayer, but when we were playing and I noticed we were doing like the same thing on the same map, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, because I remember bringing that up beforehand. So yeah, like I think it's good enough for what it is. Like this isn't a multiplayer game that you're buying Star Fox for necessarily, but I think it's good enough for what it is. Like it's very basic, three maps, three modes. You'll have a fun night with it, a fun couple of nights with it. It might be the type of thing you want to break out every now and again, just on game chat, muck around. Obviously, like the moving avatars and things with with the Switch 2 camera and things. Like I think there's enough there just to sort of have fun with. Like it's really actually kind of harkening back to the Nintendo 64 just multiplayer session where it is like, there isn't that much content there. And like, if you don't enjoy it the first time, you won't enjoy it the 100th time. But if you like it enough just to keep replaying the same thing and just going through the thing just with friends and all that, I think it'll be, it's good enough for what it is. But I will say, I just want to give Nintendo their flowers for the first time, Josh. For the first time
Hey,
owning a Switch 2, you and we joined a game chat. I joined your lobby. It put us together, and it found us two other teammates to take on another team. The first time.
hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah,
We couldn't do that with
absolutely
Mario
great.
Kart World. We
No,
couldn't do that with Drag X Drive. And that one was especially baffling, where I was like, all right, let's have a team. Let's go and take on another team. We need one more player. Oh, well, that means we need to, we actually, you can't do that. You've either got to go in by yourself or you just got to find another you and I would have to find like another four people and just keep replaying the same team again and again. It was
well,
completely
that's right.
baffling. Like I've got no idea why
Yeah,
Nintendo thought that was okay to implement in an online game, especially Mario Kart. Like I remember reading patch notes that they fixed that, but when you and I went in to do it, which admittedly was a long time ago, it was months ago at this point, where we retried to do that online, it still didn't work. Like we didn't work it out. So it's yeah. So
yeah,
hope this
like
is the case
this
going
is
forward.
like, yeah, I mean, it seems like such a low bar,
Oh
for them
yeah,
to hit, but they hit it, and it was great. It was easy.
easy guess.
Which yeah, every other multiplayer experience on the Switch 2 and obviously previous generations on Nintendo haven't been easy. So yeah, this was yep. I hope and I agree with you. I hope the first of every other time going forward it is like that. And um, I don't know why it's so hard for them to do in the past, but they could do it here, and it was great. And yep, that was yeah, and a very easy and you didn't have to yeah get frustrated by it to kind of bit. It was very yeah functional and it did what it needed to do. So we were playing games pretty well straight away.
Yeah, no. So hats off to Nintendo. They got that. They got it right. Let's keep it going.
Finally did it.
Let's add on the functionality and
The year
because
2026, you got there. Well
yeah,
done.
because I would play so many more games online because I was looking at I've been playing like I said other weeks. I just whenever I feel like playing something but I don't really know what to play, I play Super Smash Brothers and I was looking at my achievements in that game and I've got like none in the online portion of playing Smash, and it's because the online it's not very good. So
Horrible. Yeah.
yeah, like I just if they nail these things where people actually want to play it online, and it'll make a world of difference. You know, we'll get there, Josh. It's 2026. We've been whinging about it for pretty much since the Wii for 20 years. So we'll get there. We're
Yep.
almost there.
Yep.
They've got our money. You got to pay. You got to pay to go online now. We bought the camera. We bought all this stuff. All they got to do is implement the little touches, little features that actually make it easy. Yeah, because I would laugh so hard. Imagine if so when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 comes to Switch 2, and you can't squad up in team deathmatch with people.
Oh man, yeah.
It's
That's one game has to be 100%
yeah,
working for all the time.
obviously that's not up to Nintendo, but they're just to express how ridiculous it is. These massive the games that are massive online that people play by the millions. Yeah, I mean you just got to have these things. So,
Yep.
yeah, I want Mario Kart to. I don't know if they put it in or not, but if they haven't, put it in, and that's. I'd be there for a $20 upgrade for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Be like, hey, look, we fixed online. You beauty.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean that'd be such a simple upgrade for that game. That would yeah go down pretty hard, wouldn't it?
Mm. Surely they're doing it. Surely the next game they'll be like, look, we got rollback netcode, game chat integration, all this type of stuff that makes Switch 2 Switch 2. We've got it here. Fear not. We want you $60 a year. Thank you very much. Like you beauty.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Here it
Correct.
is. Here it is. But yeah, how do you see yourself going forward, playing Star Fox? Are you going to play it for a little bit, couple more runs, that's it? Or do you see yourself want to try and get a lot of those achievements and unlockables? What do you see yourself, going forward in the next couple of weeks or so?
Yeah, I'm definitely keen to get all the playthroughs again. I've forgotten a lot of them, and I don't think I've done all of them to be honest. So I'm keen to sort of explore that and sort of yeah, go into a bit of the unknown with me in my playthrough. So, um, yeah, keen to do that. I wouldn't mind doing a few more, of the online sessions.
Hmm.
Maybe we can get a few of us in the Discord to sort of team up one night, and we can do some multiplayer that way, and maybe get a bit of a game plan going. And it might be a bit more enjoyable if we can work together and get things done. But yeah, this is yeah, like a really sort of solid remake of a really really amazing game. And so um, you know, I see the 64 especially very well placed because how those polygons have aged over time to get obviously we're going to get Ocarina of Time later this year as well, but they could really do this treatment to a lot of other games. Like no, I would love a Super Mario 64 remake in this sort of style.
Oh.
Not ultra realistic, but just a proper remake of it. Um,
Yeah, just Mario's just furry,
yeah,
just
I
his
said
hair
it, and I was
textures
like,
and
no,
everything.
I don't want to see all the denim in his overalls or anything. But I just like a really nice and clean remake of that game. I think that would be really really great. But
100%.
just stuff like this, like, you know, just with those online upgrades, just flesh it out a bit more. And some of these absolute gems in the past that have maybe aged a little and maybe don't quite work as well, can get a really great lick of paint and a new lease of life. Like I don't think Star Fox needed it from a controls perspective or anything like that, but just visually, it's really well placed here, and it looks amazing. So, um, yeah, I'll definitely be playing it for the next few weeks for sure.
Yeah, and like you mentioned the like taking the different routes. Like whenever I play this game, I just play it and get to the end. I'm like, cool, I did it. Like whether it's on 64 and the Star Fox 3D run as well. Like I think like I've never really strategically thought about like, look, I want to go to this planet, I want to do this route this time. So yeah, definitely for me, like on the same save file, I'm definitely a lot more inclined to try to do different routes and that, especially with the achievements and the unlockables. That goes a long way because in previous, oh, I can't remember 3D. There might have been some sort of unlockables and things in that one. I can't quite remember, but like in 64, like it's kind of just wanting to see it. Obviously, getting to the different levels and things like that for like different gameplay scenarios and things, but yeah, a lot more like incentivized to do it in this one, and the cutscenes as well. That's a big sort of motivator just to see like to watch them because they're just so beautiful. Like the opening of this game, it's pretty stunning. Like a lot of people were looking at like a poster that Nintendo released a few days before the game came out. It's like that's a screenshot of like one of the first cinematics. Just like it's pretty incredible. Like it's quite nice to see. I haven't seen the credits obviously, but I'll be interested to know whether like the studio that Nintendo bought and renamed Nintendo Pictures that handles a lot of their cinematics and things. Like, is this them? And then can we expect this for like more Nintendo games? I'll be very interested to see that side of stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, good call. Like, definitely a way they could be utilized a bit, or have a part to play. Like yeah, we're really seeing the benefit of Twitch to Switch 2 in terms of graphical output now. I really feel like it's really at a nice stage where we're pretty well up there with modern, not too far off what other games are doing. So to get ultra realistic graphics like this in a remake, just something we're not used to as Nintendo fans. So you know I know some people have been a little worried what this might mean for Ocarina of Time, if it's going to be very faithful and not much added to it. But um, I think at least we're going to know how visually amazing it's going to look. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, definitely. Another sort of thing like I've been curious about is just like Valiant Studios giving the reins to Star Fox, obviously doing like a faithful remake, just like with visual touches just all over the place, and the multiplayer and the achievements and everything that's implemented in the game. But I'll be very curious to see if they go forward with their own unique Star Fox, whether they are going to have like a working relationship with Nintendo, and even to the point, I wonder if it'll sort of result in them being acquired by Nintendo in some ways. Like, this isn't the first game that Nintendo has done with them. So this is like, I think the second game, but who knows? There could be others apart from Mario Kart. Was it Home Tour? I can't remember the AR game with like the remote control
Home
Mario
circuit.
Karts. Home Circuit. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I'll be very curious to see like what this means for the future of the studio, because like it's a big thing for like Nintendo to um, give one of their franchises, and like they do like second party relationships with a lot of their games, including like Fire Emblem, for example, working with Koei Tecmo and stuff like this. So I think it's pretty common for like some of their franchises, but yeah, I wonder what the future of Star Fox is for the future, and whether Valiant Studios will be like a part of it. So no, very
Yeah,
exciting.
I mean, it's happened with other studios when they've been, done really well and done some great projects for Nintendo. Nintendo's more than happy to, buy them out. So yeah, who's to say, that might happen here, and you know, sets them up really well for success. So, you know, um give them all. Let's I want more Star Fox, obviously, from this, and yeah, I want it to sell well, and I want people to play this, and I want a new Star Fox because I think it's damn well time we got a new one. So I think it's amazing we got this game to begin with because I think last year I was thinking, well, does this series ever get another revival? Is it just too hard? But yeah, obviously Nintendo's definitely not thinking that's the case, and they want to see more of it out there. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, let's hope we just get more, and it's the start of a pretty new and consistent output for Star Fox.
Yeah, because I just like read a headline on like My Nintendo News, like Nintendo's apparently in talks with Universal to bring a Star Fox ride to theme parks. So to
Mm.
do stuff like that, like are they like they're betting on Star Fox being a thing rather than waiting for the sales of this? Like, yeah, I just wonder what the future is because certainly it's close to like Miyamoto's heart, just like he's always wanting to get it going again. Even like Star Fox Zero obviously didn't turn out, but that was something that his face was all over. He was like the front man of that. Um, obviously, co-developed by Platinum Games as well. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how it goes because especially just with like when I'm talking about Valiant Studios, if they were to be purchased, like Nintendo doesn't really do that often. We've only got like two Western teams, a part of Nintendo, Retro Studios in Texas and Next Level Games up in Canada. So it's like it'll be like obviously a big thing to do that type of move, but like Next Level Games, they weren't bought for a long time. They had a very long working relationship, many games into when they were acquired, and it was also at the time
Mm.
where the video game industry, like a lot of mergers and acquisitions were happening, and I feel like Nintendo was a little bit like, all right, let's make our move, because these guys like they just made Luigi's Mansion 3. It's a big hit, so we could certainly use their expertise and their resources. So let's not let them get gobbled up. Whereas I don't know, in today's climate, it might not be something that they'll be looking at necessarily. But yeah, it just depends on their culture and things too. Because like you see what happened with Xbox, like they buy all these studios and it's just like a hodgepodge and amalgamation of just random teams. It's like it doesn't really make much sense. It doesn't, you know, all of these studios, like a lot of them, they don't scream Xbox to me. It's cool that they have access to Xbox money, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're like considered an Xbox game necessarily. And same with PlayStation when they bought Bungie, and Bungie's turned out to be like a massive dead weight on them. They've just gone through like a massive amount of layoffs and everything that's happened in the last week. So Nintendo's always been really good at not just taking on random teams. They've like they get like acclimated into their
Yeah,
culture.
it's got to fit in with them, doesn't it? And they've been very vocal about that, haven't they?
Mm.
So um, I've seen from the socials that the developers been very they're very excited about it all and what it means for the future for them. So um, who's to say? And yeah, they got to it can't just be one game. They've got to be consistently doing this kind of stuff to impress Nintendo going forward. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, it's a good step so far.
Mm. Yeah, I wonder to like say they do make another Star Fox game. Do we want it to be like a relatively easy to make, maybe not so long dev time, like on rail shooter? Just like give us another one, but a new one, or do we want like the next step up necessarily? Maybe maybe back to like the third person shooting, which Star Fox fans always are so fond of. But
Uh, yeah, I mean, I like I like because in this one you're not just in the air. You've got your blue marine, the landmaster as well, and I like those different
mm,
levels together. So and I see the evolution of that with Assault and how he was on foot for some missions. So I really like that variability there. So I would love the next interpretation to take bits of all of that together and mesh it into a new experience, a new sort of bit more of a more I suppose meteor and something that fans, gamers would sort of expect with the release of a Star Fox, maybe more this day and age. But I love the idea of paths still branching off. I like that sort of arcade experience, and um, that rail shooter, um, works in a lot of cool ways. But yeah, let's have some more open levels, and the the mode gets turned on where it's all terrain and all that kind of stuff. They can go around and turn around and all that kind of stuff. So um, yeah, there's some directions they can still take whilst making it still pretty faithful and the experience that fans have come to know and expect.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But very curious to see it anyway, and especially like on the movie side or the theme park side, like how much are they going to push this? Because like, yeah, how much do people care about Star Fox? Is it the 30-year-olds like you and I, or do the kids get involved? They're like, oh, I love that that
Mm.
fox wearing a shirt in that Nintendo game.
I'm very interested to know because I know I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, because like it's funny, like there's so many series now that you look at, and it's like, have they made the jump to the next couple of generations coming up? Because that's something that I think Final Fantasy in particular is struggling with at the moment. It's just like
Mm.
their audience is like 30, 40, and 50-year-olds. Like no one, like kids these days, like they're not talking about Final Fantasy. They didn't get hooked on Final Fantasy, what, 15 and like 13. Like it's been apart from I think like 16 and like 7 remake and all of that, it's sort of like got the quality or just the I guess the overall thoughts about the series up again. But yeah, it's been a long time sort of just like not appealing to a new audience. And obviously that's something that Nintendo's very good at, so we'll see how they they make it work. But yeah, very curious. It's good to see it back. It's obviously it was rumored a couple of months ago, and now we have the game in our hands. So it's pretty cool to see. But yeah, I'm just very curious to see how it goes, and um, just what other Nintendo franchises Nintendo will give a chance as well. Because yeah, I want to see a nice variety of games on Switch too, because it can quite easily become like the Mario and Zelda machine, which I like those games quite a bit. So keep feeding them to me. But seeing Star Fox and hell, give me F-Zero and obviously Kid Icarus for me. Throw me a bone. All of these like just is franchises that might not be mega hits, but also they satiate us Nintendo fans. We need a game a month. we can't go a month without a video game. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
and they've done a really great job to be very consistent with that output. So yeah, and they're definitely in front of mind. They've talked about how important that is. So yeah, something they very much need to keep up for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, Josh, I feel like we should talk about another game we played a little bit of before we played Star Fox. Just want to talk a little bit about Dark Scrolls. We received a code for this game as well. We played it in co-op, and what this game basically is, it's a platformer game, but it's also a bit of a roguelike. So, it's very retro styled. You can play as 3 different characters with their own projectiles and abilities that you progress through. And I didn't really know too much about the game before diving into it. It seems rather difficult. I dare say that's where it gets the name, where the developer, named it Dark Scrolls instead of Dark Souls. Ha ha he he. I guess that's where that comes from. But yeah, we sort of saved it. I played like a little bit by myself, not cool. And we dived in for, I don't know, was it half an hour, Josh, or maybe a little bit longer? I can't quite remember, but
Oh, it felt like hours.
so I mean, just to preface it, I guess we weren't really in the head space for it. We'll really just like, all right, let's do this a little bit before Star Fox, because that's what we'll looking forward to playing that night. But straight off the bat, we couldn't use our Pro controller. Pro controller wouldn't work, and we're like, so that was strange. But then I remembered that in the email that I received when we got codes, it said that the Pro controller at the moment doesn't work on Switch, but at launch there'll be a patch where it will work. So okay, so I read that email and was like, oh, no worries, like things come in hot and patches, so that's obviously not ready to go straight away. But Josh and I, we played a week after release, and our Pro controllers didn't work. So, all right. And then like another technical snafu we were playing together, and then I just got shot back to the main hub, and I couldn't move outside of the building, and Josh was like still up in the level somewhere, and we couldn't get back together. And I think I don't know what happened. It sort of, we got glitched back eventually after a couple of minutes. But so after those two things, we're kind of just like, okay, this is there's a few things going on here. A few more patches would be good, but from playing it, like, I love platformers. I love like the retro aesthetic. But I'm not a massive I'm just not a massive fan of roguelikes. Like, the idea of playing a platformer and then having to go back to the very start, it's not my cup of tea necessarily. Like, I love games like Hades, for example, but I really do just treat them like a high score where I'm like, all right, I'll do a run. Oh, I got this far this time, cool. Like, there's no real drive to be like, all right, I'm gonna beat this game. I'm gonna get as far as I can and upgrade and get up like it. Yeah, it doesn't tickle me quite that way. I just see it as an arcade game and go on that way. But um, that's how I sort of see this too. Like, if you get far, you collect currency and stuff as you're going along. But when you go back, it sort of gets added up into earning gems, and you can use those gems for, like, I guess, persistent upgrades that you get to keep. And there's been some ones like that up like the amount of projectiles and things that you do, like, upgrades like that. But yeah, I might give it another go, another couple of goes. But yeah, our multiplayer experience together, Josh, wasn't great, was it? It's kind of like, oh well, I can't use my pro controller. I'm glitched out. All this stuff.
It
So
just,
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't, didn't get me in the right mood. That's for sure. It
Mm,
wasn't quite going the way I thought it should have. So that's a bit frustrating. And then, I'm pretty good with the roguelikes. I do like them typically. So
mm,
just didn't quite happen. And then just, yeah, some frustrations like that. You're kind of going through it and like, yeah, this kind of feels like it needs a bit more polish.
yeah, and it is a Doinksoft game, so, like, a pretty big name in, like, the indie game scene. So yeah, don't know. And obviously, Devolver Digital as well as the publisher. So it's like, man,
Yeah,
I kind of didn't expect it to be like have those problems. To be honest with you, yeah. Even though it's
y-
like a smaller game, it's just like,
yeah.
yeah, I haven't really had that in a Devolver Digital game before. But yeah,
Yeah, I kind of went into it with that expectation. I saw Devolver. I'm like, "Oh, yep, here we go." Expect a certain level of quality, and it just wasn't there. So that yeah, kind of I suppose lost a little bit of trust in terms of that Devolver brand here. That's just, I hope they fix it soon. And like, if they fix this stuff, I'm sure this is the type of game I'd really like and enjoy. It's just, yeah, for me, it just didn't quite feel like it's where it needs to be.
yeah. I think they described it as like a bullet hell platformer. So in the game, you hold, I think it's the Y button, but it could be the B button, doesn't matter. You hold a button, and like, you just like shoot out like heap of projectiles. Like, with the three different characters, they have three different projectiles. So you have like a wizard who shoots out like a heap of orbs that bounce around. You're playing as a character who's like um an axe thrower, where you hold it and he just like lobs these axes. They hit a lot harder, but he throws less. Then there's like a ninja character who throws like ninja stars. So yeah, it's pretty cool in that respect. Like, most of the time, like, you're just holding down the button and stuff's going around, and then zombies are coming up from the floor, or different enemies are coming in from different places, and you're getting hit. You don't really know where you're getting hit from, because you're throwing so many projectiles trying to make sure you get them before they get you. And yeah, it's just one of those things. I think if we want to give it a bit more of a go, we'll learn it and sort of work out the intricacies. But yeah, it wasn't a very good first impression. Just from the very start, just like, my controller's not working. Like, yeah, no, mine's not either. I'm like, oh yeah, the review guide said the Pro controller isn't working before launch, and a week after, it's still not. But who knows? They might have fixed this by the time anyone else listens to this. And I got no idea what other reviewers are saying about it. I've literally heard nothing. I wonder if that's a Metacritic score I should look up. Let's do it. Dark Scrolls.
Yeah, I'd be interested if there's even enough scores at the moment for that.
Yeah, let me look it up. Get my keyboard working again. Hopefully, I don't affect my OBS.
Because I imagine, yeah, it'd surely be some very similar things to what we've
Yeah,
mentioned and brought up. And yeah,
it's sitting at a 62 So just at the very top, I'll just read the very top review from Critical Hits. Dark Scrolls is an indie 2D platformer featuring auto-scrolling roguelite and bullet hell mechanics. The levels are procedurally generated. Are they? I don't think they are. We did the same ones each time. And reminiscent of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, even though the game itself is particularly difficult. Sorry, I moved my thing. Despite offering creative and varied gameplay options, the stat system can be extremely overpowered, overshadowing many of the available choices. The game is worth playing for roguelite fans and deserves the attention of anyone else interested in it. So that's at the high side. If I scroll down, I won't Screen Rant gave it a 30, so that probably affects the score quite a bit. But just go, what's a website for that I actually recognize? The Sixth Axis.
What's the actual score?
The Metacritic score is 62. Actually, that's on PC. Actually, PC on Switch, the Switch Metacritic score is 69. Nice. Yep. So us Nintendo fans, we think it's nice. On episode 369, you beauty.
We're a bit more used to mediocrity, I feel.
What Nintendo fans, we're used to mediocre, are we?
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough. Well, the PC gamers like, this isn't testing out my 6090 graphics card. This is shit.
Yeah, correct. I think we're just a bit more tolerant to that kind of stuff.
If it's on Switch, we're like, this runs great. up it a little bit. But yeah, the Sixth Axis, they say that Dark Scrolls is a game which I reckon will be a perfect salvage for some people, being a neat callback to the days of 8-bit gaming and old school shmups. But I found it to be a little bit samey. It's fun, sure, but it works best at shorter half-hour bursts for me. I expect a bit more from my roguelites, but if you approach this as an arcade game instead, be in a better frame of mind. All right, so I guess I'm in the right frame of mind because that's how I see roguelites. So also that synopsis of that review read like a Twitter post. What the hell's that? Anyway, no shade to the Sixth Axis. So yeah. Anyway, Josh, there's some stuff we've been playing. I dare say that's all I've been playing. Have you been playing much else?
No, that was it. Star Fox and Dark Scrolls.
Easy peasy, Japanesey. Well, I think that brings us to the end. The rest of the industry had a lot of sad news. And Nintendo was just in the news for like Star Fox being released, and also Nintendo upping the pay of their employees by 10%. So I'm like, oh, nice. that's a nice headline to read. You can look in
just in Japan though.
Yeah. I mean, you can look into that being like, well, the Japanese economy is very different. They get paid much less than, say, one of Sony's studios in LA. They're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, whereas, typically game developers in Japan be paid much less than that. So it's like, I don't know. You can look into it, but still, it's nice.
Sure.
It's a nice feel-good story. Because it's like...
Yeah. It's a lot of other places are going the other way. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think like it's very important for Nintendo to hold on to their talent, because out of everything they can control, they cannot control the hardware prices, they can't control tariffs, they can't control the energy crisis, they can't control anything going on in the world at the moment. But what they can do is say to their employees, you're doing a great job, keep the great games coming, because if that pipeline keeps going, people will still make an effort to potentially turn up and buy a Switch 2. Whether that's saving for 2 years to eventually get one when the price goes up a couple more times or whatever have you. I think it's very important to keep that team keep the teams together to keep making excellent games, because yeah, for sure, obviously they're doing great work for the most part. Don't want to put that into the end.
Yeah, no. I hear you. And, yeah, hopefully it's yep, more of many to come.
More of many to come. Absolutely. Well, that brings us to the end. It's time to kick everyone out. I want to thank you, though, for listening to episode 369 of The House of Mario. We love 69s here, especially on Switch 2 for Dark Scrolls, scoring at 69. Good on yous. All the reviewers on Switch 2, or Switch, sorry, good job. I feel like everybody got together and did that on purpose,
Oh, it's a concerted effort, everyone. Well done. Always kids at heart here, and making jokes about that.
Absolutely. And you PC reviewers, 62. What a boring number. You guys suck. Oh,
That's right. If you're gonna give it a bad score, at least think about it a bit and make it 69.
yeah. 68. Just get closer to the 69. Just do what you can do, what you got to do. But yes, everybody, thank you very much. Appreciate you. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about Star Fox. If you're playing it, if you're not, why not? All of that type of stuff. But enjoy your game and have fun. And until next time, the doors to the House of Mario, they're closed. We'll catch you later.